Welcome back, everybody, to the Slade Ham Experiment. Yeah, I call it that because I don't know what it is yet. I think I've decided it's a 30-minute, it's a half-hour podcast once a week. I've got that much to at least get off my chest and vent about. Even if you don't listen, it's good therapy for me. Louisville, Kentucky, I'm coming for you. I'm bringing my good buddy Jerry Wayne Longmire with me. I got lots to talk about. Just let me get the dates out of the way. August 25th through 27th, I think. I just looked this up. I should know this. And then September 16th and 17th, why don't I write this down? September 16th and 17th, I'm in Fort Worth at Hyenas. It's my favorite club I still play right now, that and Colorado Springs. And I should be getting another date from them. I'm doing something else in Houston in August, September. I've got a brand new hour, and I'm trying to work it out. So we're going to do something really special in Houston. It's going to be an hour of probably 80 minutes plus. I know what I do when I do these dumb shows of new stuff. So look for it. And then July 23rd, that's Saturday, coming up soon. I'm directing Andy Huggins' comedy special at the Heights Theater here in Houston. So you want tickets for that, go to theheightstheater.com and get tickets. That's a project. The Andy Huggins comedy special. If you don't know Andy Huggins, 72-year-old comedy, you say legend. I guess you got it at that point. He's been doing comedy 45 years. He was part of the Outlaw Comics. Bill Hicks, that gang. Ron Schock. Van seats, you see. This is the best pot-smoking story. That was Ron Schock. It's a horrible impression. Jimmy Pineapple. It's a good gang, the Outlaws. Anyway, Andy Huggins, one of the only dudes still doing comedy. We're taping his special. He asked online what you need to do to make a special, and I happen to know how to make specials, so I said, well, let's talk. And then I don't know, now I'm making a comedy special. It's Heights Theater. We're shooting it. It's great quality. We're doing a bang-up job. I've got a killer squad. We're shooting 4 red cameras. Saturday night at a theater in the Heights. It's gorgeous. It's going to be beautiful. We're building out the set right now. But I tell you this, when people are like, I want to make films, or I want to do stand-up, or I want to do this or that or the other, boy, you better like all the parts of that job. Because you're going to do all the parts of that job. You want to be in charge? Buckle up. I love when people say they want to do something. Do you? You say you want to make a film. Like when people say they want to direct something, or they want to produce something, or they want to make a podcast, right? You better like you better like troubleshooting the audio and building the backdrop and answering questions that people are out. You better know all the ins and outs of it, because that's the whole job. Like stand-up comedy, directive, none of that is the day of. Stand-up comedy is not the show. That you have that part. I'll do all that for free. Making a film is not, say, an action. I barely got to show up that day. It's all pre-planned and troubleshooting and problems. Those problems are the job, right? Podcasting. I've been doing this for so long. I wish podcasting was just this part, talking. This is easy. This part's nothing. Welcome to the Whiskey Brothers. And then you just let other people say funny stuff, steer it a little bit. It's not that difficult. It's figuring out what to do. It's learning learning how to get to this. Figuring out how to turn on the lights and get the camera's probably out of focus. Now I'm sitting here acting like I got everything figured out. Figuring out what your levels are and what's right here and what's this and that and what happens when this chord goes south on you and this doesn't happen, and you still got to ship it on the day of. So if you're thinking about dabbling in stuff like podcasts or filmmaking or stand-up comedy, just make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. Worried this thing's focused on I don't have a producer in studio right now, so I'm doing everything myself. See what I mean? Somebody asked if I was going to get sponsors on this show. I said, I got to figure out what the show is. And then if I do get sponsors, I want sponsors who, I don't want to sit here and pitch, Think Box or something. Make sure you get your kids this box of toys so they don't end up stupid. I don't want to, I'm sure that's what this will turn into. But in the meantime, it's like if I do sponsors, I want sponsors who just give me stuff. Can we just get stuff? I want a doctor who does knee surgery. I want a mountain bike. I want original art for my house. I want some camera gear. I want a new tent. How about y'all just send me that stuff and I'll talk about your stuff and we'll call it a day. We don't have to trade money. You don't have to give me money and then I don't have to give it back to you for the stuff I want. That's all I need. I need my life more simple. I don't need it more complicated. I don't need more things in it. I want to narrow it down to some original art is cool. I'm into that. But I don't need more things. I don't need more outreach. I don't need more. I just gave my car. All right, so this is my nightmare for the last, I don't know how long this has gone. This has gone on for months. It's before I went to Europe. So this goes all the way back to the first quarter of this year. I had this old car that I drove I bought it new in 2006. This old blue Mazda 3, I'm sorry. Making it a better car than it actually was. And this was when I really hit the road doing comedy. Mid-2000s. My comedy club had closed. That thing died on the vine in 2007. I just started driving this car. Took it out to LA with me. Up and down the coast. I drove the shit out of this car. Paid it off. I remember I had notes on the car for the longest time. And then one day the bank didn't take the notes out. And I didn't notice it for like 3 months. And then I called the company, Banco Popular, that had loaned me the money. I'm yelling at them, hey, you can't just, if y'all try to take 3 months out, once you figured out your dumb mistake, maybe you didn't auto-update my billing or something, but once you figure it out, you're not coming at me for 3 months. You just put those on the back end. I start yelling at this lady, and she goes, sir. And I said, not till I'm done talking. I was so mad. I didn't have any money. I was so broke. And I go, you're not taking all this money out at once. You just got to figure this out. This is y'all's error, lady. I didn't call her lady. I'm calling her lady now. But she goes, sir. I said, no. She goes, sir, you paid your car off in June. You don't have a note anymore. And I go, well, could y'all mail me something so I don't have to yell at people again? So I paid the car off, and then I drove the shit out of it. My roommate at the time backed into it. I didn't even charge him. I was like, whatever, it's just a bump. Then the air conditioning went out. The transmission fell out of that car. We put the transmission back together. I never fixed the air conditioner. I think I drove that car this sounds ridiculous. So I got rid of it like 3 years ago. Not got rid of it, but I got a better car. 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I drove that thing with no air conditioner. Had one speaker that worked. You had to fade it all the way to the left. God, I remember. I didn't care. I've never been a car person. People make such a big deal about cars. I've never cared. So I moved into this house about 3 years ago. I just parked it in front of the house. Why not, right? Just let it sit. Doesn't even drive, really. Brakes are bad. It's a death trap. I couldn't even sell it. It sat there for like 2 years just in front of the house. No big deal. And then one day I came home, sometime in the first quarter of March. There was a ticket on the car. I said, all right. I giggled. I live here. This isn't for me. I threw it away. The next day, I'm sitting on my couch. I hear some noise outside. I go, look, there's a tow truck hooked up to that car. And I don't care about the car. So I'm giving the car away. I've already called Cars for Kids. The only reason they hadn't come to pick it up was because the title wasn't resolved in some capacity. And I'd called Banco Popular again. I didn't want to yell at them. I'd already yelled at them wrongly 10 years ago, however long ago it was. So they they said they couldn't release the title, that there was a lien still showing on it. And I tried to then they didn't know what to do. So I could, for $50, I could mail somebody. I'm not paying $50 to give a dumb car away. So it just sat outside for a little while until I could wrap my head around it. So when the tow truck's hooked up to it, I go out and I go, hey, that's my car. And they go, yeah, well, we marked it yesterday. You can't leave a car on the streets of Houston in a residential neighborhood for 24 hours. And I go, what? This is insane. That's not a real law. And the dumb cop quotes some statute at me. It's so-and-so and the city charter liberties, blah, 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 blah. Soulless traffic cop. If you're a parking cop, I've never encountered a happy one. I don't know if they were happy when they got the job and the job turns you into that, or I don't know if they just hire unhappy people because they know it's a job that a happy person could never do, walking around making people unhappy because of how they parked. You know, nobody does. Some people do that on purpose, but they're not out there citing people in handicapped spots at HEB. They're over here pulling people out of my neighborhood. Anyway. So I go, can you just put the car down? I'm here, I'll move it. And they go, well, you have to move it right now. And here's the problem, the battery's dead on the car. It's not abandoned, but it has been sitting out there for a long time. But I'm willing to move it. I go to start this thing up. It doesn't start. I go, well, let me go tow. I'll pull it with my car. I go around to get my car. I come back. The dude is halfway down the road with my car. He's towing that thing. So I chase him down. I go, dude, $200 this dickhead charges me to set it down. And I have to zell him. I have to zell him the money. I mean, I can't. It's a full-blown shakedown. I've been in this spot before. He's got all the power. I can argue, but he's going to drive off with my car. I should have let him drive off with my car. But I'm stubborn. No, you can't have this. I'm going to pay you $200. I wouldn't pay $50 for the title. Now I'm going to pay this jackwagon $200 to set my car down in the driveway. And I do. And I have him do it in the driveway so I can push it back. Whatever. He wouldn't set it back on the street. He had to put it in the driveway, which means I had to move my car, my real car, the one I like and drive, the good one, to the street. And I left it out there for a couple of nights. And it got broken into. And they stole my tent. What else did they steal? They stole a bunch of stuff. That was the big one. Anyway, so I give the car away. Finally, because I had called Cars for Kids, and I didn't have the title figured out. Well, they're relentless because we're in a world where you can't get away from. If you start a conversation with a business, they have your shit forever. Every day I would get a phone call. I told them. I was like, let me sort out the title. We'll figure it out. They kept calling. And I would just let it go to voicemail. And this poor woman, it's another job that just sucks your soul. I don't know how you do it. I know we need these people. I'm sure this is an important job. But working in these call centers just sucks the ever-loving Christ out of your body. These people, every day I would get a message. I didn't, because I don't use voicemail anymore. Who does? You animal. Text me. This woman was just leaving voicemails 27 days in a row. I was deleting. You have 27 new messages. How? I hit play every single day, 27 times in a row. Hello, this is Diane from Cars for Kids. We're calling about your car. Delete. Hello, this is Diane from Cars for Kids. We're calling about your car. Delete. It's like a EDM track. Hello, this is Diane from Cars for Kids. We're calling about your car. Delete. Hello, this is 27 times in a row. She never changed her tone. It was the same sing-songy rhythm. And I wasn't the only person she called. She did that 100,000 times a day, that same note. I bet she just heard it every day when she went home. Hello, this is Diane from Cars for Kids. I'm calling about your car. Every day. I miss the days when you weren't accessible. When I could just type BRB and bounce. You didn't even know. You didn't even know. I might be going on vacation. I might be back in 10 minutes. You had no idea. You got access to me 24/7. I can't do anything. It's too much effort to do a good deed. I want the good old, right when I could just disappear. I was gone. Where's Slade? Outside. I don't know. When's he back? I don't know. Used to play video games with my friends. Used to play outside. I grew up in a badass neighborhood on a cul-de-sac in Beaumont, Texas. Still feels like a little oasis in that town. That little Wayside Drive was my street. We had some good kids too, enough to play stuff. All you need is a foursome. And I brought a whole squad. My family I got 3 brothers. 2 of them were old enough to play with us. 1 really old enough to play with me. Had the Mexican family across the street diagonally, Jaime and Andre. The Puerto Ricans next to them, Mike and Billy. Had their boxer dad. That dude used to scare the shit out of me. Now he's hilarious on Facebook. He irritates his sons. Those are like my only. I don't do social media anymore, but when I do, those are the people I want to keep up with. Those people who are around when I was growing up, when I was becoming whatever I'm becoming. Not the ones who helped shove older me around. Those people had ulterior motives. When you're a kid, everybody's just figuring it out. Your neighborhood, your squad. It's its own ecosystem. Had Wesley down the road. He was younger than all of us. He was just old enough to play. We used to play this game called Kick Wesley. Kick Wesley. We'd knock on the door, and he'd come outside, and we would kick him. It was the whole game. And it'd still come out. Wesley would come out. It was amazing. Now this dude's got kids, and he's grown up. He used to have a crush on his sister. That was our neighborhood. We used to play War. War was a fun one. War was fun. You had pretend guns. Everybody had plastic machine guns. And you just literally jumped out and yelled, bang! If you saw somebody. And they would go, ah! That was I hit you. Yeah, huh? Yeah, huh? That would go back and forth till someone was like, oh, I saw it. We're shooting invisible bullets. What did you see? You liar, you're on his team. Yeah, huh? That's how they should solve every crisis. Putin and Zelensky should just, yeah, huh, until it's over. Da. That's not how you say no in Russian. God, I miss that. We had a Nintendo. We had the Nintendo on the block. Everybody used to come to our house to play the Nintendo. I still like video games too. I told somebody the other day I was going to play. I've been playing Fortnite with my nieces. I told somebody the other day I was going to play video games, and they looked at me like I grew a foot out of the side of my head. I'm unapologetic about it. I'm a grown man. I just got my PS5. I finally got one. Finally. I've been playing Fortnite with my nieces. They're savages. Savages. I've been playing video games since video games came out when I came out. That's why I'm so, as I've progressed, they've progressed. So I dig it. It was the first thing I used to buy those Nintendo games with my lawn mowing money. So this would have been the 80s. Yeah. I had a lawn mowing business in the neighborhood, and I would keep all my money in this little red. We all had these little red treasure chests, like lock boxes, me and my brothers, and they had like 1 number combinations. Mine was 9, my brother's was 7. Stuff would disappear. Did you lock your box? Yeah, man, but you know the code. No, dude, it's a lock box. And you would go buy video games from Toys R Us off a wall. They would have the covers hanging up on the wall, and you just had to guess. Is this good? I don't know. Sometimes you got Mega Man 2. Sometimes you got Go-Go 13 or some shit. Mega Man 2 was the jam. I bought that. I bought that right off the wall. 100% off the cover art alone. It was Crash Man with those little spiky hands up on some girders like a construction site, I think. Mega Man standing there looked nothing like the character. You can mess that game up fast. You get the metal blade. Zip, 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 zip. Thing killed everything. I miss it. One day, I'm going to produce a Mega Man 2. I'm going to make a Mega Man movie. It's going to be colorful and 80s-ish. We're going to get Dragon Force to do the soundtrack. God. In the meantime, I'm going to play Fortnite with my nieces. Those kids are good. Everybody says video games cause, like, I always get off when I get mad when I start to hear the video games cause violence argument. You hear about these kids, Uvalde, some of these others. Well, he played a lot of games. Yeah, that's what did it. That's what did it. Not the society that winds you up 24/7. Not the media and the social media that's laser drilling into your brain every day, trying to make you angry and mad and frustrated and upset and confused and yeah. The video Fortnite made him pop. Shockwave grenade is what sent that dude to the school. Okay, I'll listen. Video games are an escape. Teaches kids teamwork, teaches them creativity, teaches grown-ups too, thinking outside the box. I think they're fantastic, man. Gives you the illusion of control. If I do this, if I press these buttons in this order, this happens every time. Oh my God, why would I not escape reality where it's a coin flip even if you do the right thing? These games are consistent. You learn one move. So Street Fighter 2, all you can rolling your thumb and hitting. That's those kids who figured that out. Worst part about Fortnite is when you die, you still gotta, you don't just disappear. You still gotta watch the dude that killed you run around for a little while. A lot of these first-person shooters are like that. Whoever took you out, it just cuts to their camera angle, and you can see your little mangled body laying there, all the stuff you used to have on the ground. They collect it and giggle. These kids talk so much trash. Shut up, old man. Okay, all right, kid. I will shit down your neck. Bro, you are 11. You can't even reach my neck. They talk so much garbage. You can't do anything at all. You just got to listen to them. They kill you, and then they talk trash about you, and you just got to watch it. What if what if the real world, what if when we die for real, that happens? You don't just disappear. You get hit by a bus, and then you got to listen to that bus driver for the next 20 minutes while you sit there in purgatory. They decide which way they're going to send you. That bus driver, that dumb son of a bitch, walked right out in the middle of the road. I didn't have a chance to hit the brakes. Idiot. Looking down at his phone. When I die, I hope I go right then. I don't want to be sitting there listening to these guys. I just, I hope there's nobody in the afterlife either. I hope it's not, at least I hope it's not like, like real people, like The Good Place, the show or something. You know what I mean? Where it's like just regular people from the office in the afterlife. You still got to go to work. You got Carol, Joyce, one of those people in the office. Every day, you just want to be left alone. She shows up. Surprise! It's your death day cake. I didn't want anybody to know. They come around and sing happy death day to you. Look, it's got a little manhole and a little cell phone, just like the... Oh, how insufferable that would be. Spirits knocking on your door. No, hope not. I really hope I don't have to watch that. I hope whoever kills me, however I die, I hope I just don't have to watch that happen. It'd be like if you got eaten by a shark, and then after whatever point you died. I don't know when you die while a shark's eating you. I'm sure it's from loss of blood. I don't know what kills you. What actually kills you when a shark eats you? If he bites your head off, you die from lack of head. But if he bites your legs, you probably bleed out, right? You die of, what is that, loss of blood pressure? What if it's a big shark, he swallows you whole? How long are you in? All right, anyway. If a shark ate you whole, and then once you're dead, you had to just kind of watch the shark swim around with your with your arm flopping for a while, that would suck. How embarrassing. If you're lucky, sometimes someone will kill you on one of these games, and then immediately afterwards, someone else will run up and kill them. So you'll still be watching through their eyes when they get popped. And that is like the most rewarding karmic vengeance. Be like if the shark ate you, and then you got to watch somebody catch the shark and cut his dumb shark head off. Whatever. Play video games. They make you happy. They make you happy. They make me happy. I don't care if you like them or not. They're healthy. Here's the reason you should play video games. This is the truth. You can look this up. I should have looked this up before I started talking about them, but I didn't know I was going to talk about them. I'll find it. I'll put it in the notes or something. Video games are when you can't sleep, right? When you can't turn your brain off. My brain's just all night. And it's usually replaying like the most recent problems, the things I'm dealing with, the things I'm thinking about, because they're the most recent things because I've been dwelling on them. But it's just your body kind of your brain replaying the most recent patterns. And video games do such a good job of giving you like another most recent set of problems, if that makes sense. So I don't fall asleep thinking about any of my regular stuff anymore. I fall asleep thinking about opening treasure chests and, man, I wanted a blue DMR. I wanted that shotgun, and getting shot in the back of the head with lasers sometimes, but it's way better than my regular problems. Tetris, I think, is the best one for that if you want to look it up. I could be making that up, but I don't think I am. I will fact check myself. Remember my shows, Louisville, Kentucky, August 25th through 27th with Jerry Wayne Longmire. And if you're not following Jerry, he's kicking ass on TikTok. Look up Jerry Wayne Longmire. I'm also on TikTok, kind of. Clips from this show go up on there. I will see. I'm committing to doing it for a period of time because that's how you test things. I don't know how sustainable it will be. It's all dependent on whatever. But this is going to stick around for a while. I'm determined to do it. Fort Worth, September 16th and 17th. And before all of that, if you are in Houston, come see me as I direct the Andy Huggins comedy special at Heights Theater. A very, very special night for a very important comic and a very good friend of mine. Thank you for hanging out while I do this. I'll see you guys next week.